नमस्कार, सिक्किम क्रोनिकलमा यहाँलाई स्वागत छ। सिक्किमको धेरै समस्याहरूमा सबैभन्दा ठुलो समस्या बेरोजगारी पनि हो, अनइम्प्लोइमेन्ट पनि हो र यसलाई लिएर सिक्किमको हाम्रो विशेष गरी स्पेसली हाम्रो युथ्सहरूले यसलाई ट्याकल गर्नको निम्ति इन्टरप्रेन्योरसिपपट्टि लागेका छन्। इन्टरप्रेन्योरसिपलाई आफ्नो भोकेसन्सहरू बनाइरहेको छ र यसैलाई लिएर एउटा विशेष जानकारी लिएर तपाईँहरू समक्ष म उपस्थित भएको छु। अटल इन्क्युबेसन सेन्टर एसएमयू टिबिआई माझीटार र नुमालीगढ रिफाइनरी लिमिटेड एनआरएल जो एउटा कम्पनी आसाम बेस्ड कम्पनी हो, यो दुई अर्गनाइजेसन बीच आज एमओयू साइन भएको छ, मेमोरेन्डम अफ अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ साइन भएको छ र यस मेमोरेन्डम अफ अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ साइन भएकोले सिक्किम र आसाम बेस्ड र नर्थ इस्ट पुरै बेस्ड स्टार्टअप्सहरूले यसबाट बेनिफिट्सहरू उठाउने, यसको फाइदाहरू उठाउन सक्ने हामीले जानकारी प्राप्त गरेका छौँ। एआइसी एसएमयू टिबिआईको कार्यालय माझीटारमा एउटा आज विशेष कार्यक्रमबीच यो एमओयू साइन भएको छ र विस्तृत जानकारी हेर्नका लागि यो रिपोर्ट। उत्तर पूर्वी राज्यहरूमा उद्यमशीलतालाई प्रोत्साहन दिन र यस मार्फत युवाहरूलाई रोजगारहरू प्रदान गर्ने उद्देश्यले 25 मार्च 2022 को दिन माझीटार स्थित अटल इन्क्युबेसन सेन्टर एआइसी एसएमयू टिबिआई र नुमालीगढ रिफाइनरी लिमिटेड बीच एक एमओयूमा हस्ताक्षर भएको छ। एआइसी एसएमयू टिबिआईको तर्फबाट सिइओ डाक्टर तेज चिङतम र एनआरएलको तर्फबाट सिनियर जनरल म्यानेजर कर्पोरेट अफेयर निकुञ्जा बोरथाकुरले यो एमओयू हस्ताक्षर गरेको थियो। र दर्शकवृन्द, मसँग हुनुहुन्छ एनआरएलका इन्डिपेन्डेन्ट डिरेक्टर मिस्टर सुदीप प्रधान, उहाँ हुनुहुन्छ मसँग हुनुहुन्छ सिनियर जनरल म्यानेजर फर कर्पोरेट अफेयर मिस्टर निकुञ्जा बोराथाकुर एन्ड मसँग हुनुहुन्छ यही एआइसी अटल इन्क्युबेसन सेन्टर एसएमयू टिबिआईका सिइओ मिस्टर डाक्टर तेज चिङतम मसँग हुनुहुन्छ र उहाँहरूबाट आज जुन एमओयू साइन भएको छ यी दुई अर्गनाइजेसनहरू बीच, यसको बारेमा हामी विस्तृत जानकारी लिनेछौँ। सर्वप्रथम तपाईँहरू सबैलाई स्वागत छ है। सर, सर्वप्रथम म तपाईँबाट जान्न चाहन्छु है, यो एमओयूको बारेमा हामीले विस्तृत रूपमा जानकारी गराइदिनुहोस् सर।
यो चाहिँ हामीले स्टार्टअपलाई एन्करेज गर्नुको लागि नुमालीगढ रिफाइनरी लिमिटेड ले चाहिँ हामीले सिक्किममा नभए पनि होल यो नर्थ इस्टमा कुनै पनि स्टार्टअपलाई वी आर गिभिङ ग्रान्ट हो कि हामीले दिएर चाहिँ उहाँहरूलाई एन्करेज गरेर चाहिँ हाम्रो भाइ बहिनीहरूले केही गर्नु सकोस् भनेर र उहाँहरूले गभर्मेन्ट जब मात्रै नगरेर उहाँहरूले कुनै पनि इनोभेसनहरूतिर लागेर उहाँहरूले कुछ गर्नु सक्यो भने उहाँहरूको लागि राम्रो हो र पुरा यो नर्थ इस्ट नभए होल नेसन बिल्डिङको लागि हामी लागिरहेछ र हामीले एन्करेज गर्छौँ। यो हाम्रो फर्स्ट टाइम हो, तर इन फ्युचर हामीले अरू पनि गर्नु हामीले सोचिरहेछौँ।
अभियसली सर, यो जुन एमओयू साइन भएको छ, यो साइन भएकोले चाहिँ कसरी चाहिँ हाम्रो सिक्किमको या आसाम जुन कम्पनी बेस्ड इन आसाम भन्नुभएको छ है, जो कम्पनीको दुइटै स्टेटको चाहिँ कसरी चाहिँ यसो बेनिफिट्सहरूले हामीले उठाउन सक्छ होला सिक्किमको स्टेटको?
होइन, बेनिफिट भन्ने त हामीले चाहिँ यो सिक्किमलाई मात्रै भनेर होइन, तर हामीले एउटा नेसन बिल्डिङको लागि, तर वी आर एन्करेजिङ, हामी नर्थ इस्टमा बेस्ड भएकोले चाहिँ हामीले पहिला चाहिँ नर्थ इस्टलाई चाहिँ फोकस गरेर, जस्तै हामीले अर्को गरेको छ जुन चाहिँ त्रिपुरालाई, र हामीले सिक्किमलाई पनि हामीले यो एन्करेज गर्छौँ र अरू पनि नर्थ इस्टर्न स्टेटहरूले कुनै पनि छ भने हामीले उहाँहरूलाई पनि एन्करेज गर्छौँ। र सिक्किम त अब मणिपाल सिन्स इट्स वान अफ द बेस्ट भनौँ अहिले अघि, अब यो इन्क्युबेसन सेन्टर उहाँ डाक्टर तेजले आज देखाउनु भयो र हामी धेरै खुसी लाग्यौँ र इन फ्युचर अल्सो उहाँहरूले रेकमेन्ड गर्यो भने नभए पनि उहाँहरूले कुनै पनि भन्नुभयो भने हामी त्यसमा विल लुक इन टु इट है, हामीले हेरेर चाहिँ के छ यसमा पछाडि कुरा गरौँला।
डाक्टर तेज है, म तपाईँबाट जान्न चाहन्छु आजको यो जुन एमओयू साइन भएको छ यसको बारेमा अलिकति एज अ रिप्रेजेन्टेटिभ फर एआइसी तपाईँले अलिकति यसको बारेमा विस्तृत जानकारी गराइदिनुहोस् सर।
Technically, we have been trying to work with startups to ensure that they are more successful and more scalable. So when they try to build more scalable startup, when they try to build more successful startup, the next thing after learning all the trick of the trades of running a business, the next thing that is very, very important is capital, funds. And the early stage financial conditions are not always, not easily accessible for everybody. So in the process, what the incubator is trying to do is we are trying to reach out to most of the larger organizations. Today we have NRL with us. Likewise, we have been trying to reach out to various agencies to make sure that the capitals are accessible to our startups. Not necessarily, in the form of investment. It could be in the form of grant. It could be any other form for that matter. Because के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो investment भन्ने चिज चाहिँ नर्थ इस्टमा it has been relatively new. A lot of people have not come in. Investors have not really come in. But organization like NRL, Numaligarh Refineries, using their CSR funds and then using their corporate responsibilities to garner the support in the socio-economic development of the Northeast. I think it is a wonderful initiative that they have done. So I think towards nation building, like how Mr. Sudip has rightly said. So towards a nation building, I think it's very important that we start looking at larger interests of people who are working at the grassroots level and encourage them. So on the basis of that, we have identified and we have helped them. And at the later stage of the incubation program, we have reached out to NRL saying that these are the people who need fund and whether they can. So we have sent a list of startup from here. So NRL have selected from among the list of startups that we have recommended. They have selected 2 startups today. As Kudetmo, we have 2 startups, one from Sikkim, Himalayan O2 Private Limited. The second one is Aharan EduSmart Private Limited from Tripura. So the one is from Sikkim and one is from Tripura that they have been selected from this incubator. Though they select a large number, I'm not aware of the large number as such, but as of date from the incubator's perspective, we have got 2 set that is selected today, and we're very fortunate because this is the first step. These are baby steps, so we will look forward to growing bigger as we move ahead in the years to come.
जुन यो MOU साइन भएको चाहिँ स्पेसिफिक केही फिल्ड्समा साइन भएको कि ब्रोडर अफिसमा अरू पनि फिल्ड्सहरू अझै आउँछ
टेक्निकली हाम्रो MOU मा चाहिँ what we are intending to do is जति startups when they go out and reach out to the NRL for instance, or for when they go and pitch their business idea to them, technically in their current form they may not be ready, they may not be able to express themselves, they may not be able to tell the business model, they may not be able to tell the revenue model, they may not be able to think of the market strategy, the go-to-market, similarly the unit economics, so many other factors that are necessary for an investor to be convinced that यहाँ पैसा दिएर राम्रोसँगले चलाउन सक्छ भनेपछि that convincing thing is something that they may not have initially. So we train them as to how do we present it in such a way that it is acceptable by the market. Let's say, for example, if you want to sell something in the market, there has to be a market for it, there has to be people who buy for it. We tell them how to understand the demography, we tell them the customer behavior. So these are things that we discuss before they actually go and pitch in front of the investor. So that is what we intend to do here in the incubator. So as we go further, NRL will also recommend some of the startup to us, and we can also help them in making sure that they are more successful. And over and above that, once they understand the ground truth of how their business can be run, then after that, once you give money, I think the chances of success are relatively much more higher. That's exactly where we entered an MOU today.
जुन हाम्रो युथहरू जुन हुन्छ सिक्किमको है स्पेसली हाम्रो युथहरू जो अहिले एन्टरप्रेन्योरसिपमा अहिले लाग्नु हुँदैछ बिकज अफ डिफ्रेन्ट अब थिङ्सले गर्दाखेरि अहिले डिफ्रेन्ट चेन्जेसहरू आइसकेको छ है उहाँहरूले चाहिँ यो MOUबाट चाहिँ तपाईँले जुन यो अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङको साइन गर्नुभएको छ यहाँबाट चाहिँ कसरी बेनिफिट्सहरू उठाउन सक्छ होला
So what they can do is we will be running some of the programs. This is an outcome of some of the program called SAPNE is one of the program that we ran. SAPNE stands for Startup Acceleration Program for the Northeast. In that we have 13 startups, and this 13 startup has created close to about 73 jobs at the end of the program, and they were able to raise up to about 3 crore rupees in form of investment from various agencies. So this includes HDFC grant, which was coming for the first time in the Northeast. Secondly, we also had startup raising grants from SAP Lab. So these are things as an outcome, and NRL is also one of the outcome of this program. So when any of these programs are run by us, if हाम्रो यहाँको स्टार्टअप्सहरू पनि अप्लाई गरे पनि इफ दे अल्सो वान्ट टु बी पार्ट अफ द जर्नी वी टेल देम द्याट दिस इज हाउ यु सुड प्रिपेयर कसरी प्रिपेयर गरेर कसरी प्रेजेन्ट गरेर चाहिँ पाउने चान्सेस हायर छ भनेर चाहिँ वी डु द्याट आफ्टर द्याट वी कनेक्ट देम टु द इन्भेस्टर्स अर टु द ग्रान्ड एजेन्सिज एन्ड देन अन द बेसिस अफ द्याट यिनीहरू पाउने चान्सेस सो आउट अफ द 3 or 4 that we recommended 2 got selected which is relatively almost a very high percentage. So I think that was 3 and 2 got selected, which means we have a 75% success in conversion from the program. That is what I would say.
Thank you so much. First of all, sir, welcome to Sikkim. So, can you please explain us about this MOU, sir?
Actually, NRL is encouraging an atmosphere of for the startups. Actually, we are trying to give an atmosphere to the startups to grow, and we are particularly concentrated in the state of in the northeastern region. So this MOU basically helps us in helping each other. We are looking for promising startups. And through this MOU, what we are signing is that they will forward the proposals of few of their promising startups to us, so that we can evaluate and bring them to the startup ecosystem. And this way, this is our first time we have actually selected two startups from Dr. Tej's organization, that is SMU-TBI, and with this signing also, another aspect of this MOU is that if we see a good startup here, then we will request SMU-TBI to incubate them. Actually, incubate them. That means preparing them for coming for a funding round. Actually, and today what we have done is that we have given them grant, but we are starting a fund. We will be in a position to also invest in those startups. So this MOU is going to definitely help the particularly people of Sikkim, and overall, of course, the Northeast people to be a part of the startup ecosystem in the country.
Okay, so as said, sir, two of the startups have been founded, has been selected. So is there any chance more startups will be founded or invested in future, sir?
Yes. We actually have we are so far, if you see, Numaligarh Refinery has sponsored 32 startups. Including these two, it will be 34. And then the records are pretty good. We are the funding they have got so far after our grant is almost like 51 crore rupees, and then employment generation is almost 300 plus. So we are very optimistic that more and more startup will come, and we assure you that we will grant fund any promising startups which comes from this lab and the state of Sikkim.
Okay. So, finally, sir, I just want to ask, I want you to appeal to the viewers who are watching through us. So what is your message to the entrepreneurs, new budding entrepreneurs, new startups who are going to start their startups?
Yeah. My request to the budding entrepreneurs are this: don't look for a job, don't concentrate on what you are good at, and try to compete with only yourself. Don't look at others, and it's important to be very practical in your approach, and don't worry about your limitations. Limitations are there. Everybody has limitations. Limitations you can always overcome if you work hard, and concentrate on your startup venture. Don't look for government jobs. Don't look for jobs, because we want you to grow and not look for job but give jobs to others. So that's what we would like the startups to do.
Thank you so much.